Wendy Carr,
Carissa McNamara,
Julie Thurston,
Alan Happer,
Bruce.
I've participated in the fair in many roles as a child growing up in 4-H, as a 4-H mom, a horse superintendent, and then an extension agent.
We've been participating in Sanders County Fair for 5 years. I would say my role in fair is I'm a mom first and foremost. And then when it comes to the kids, whether it's a superintendent role or a volunteer role, I really think that the role is the same, and it's to listen.
I have been on the 4-H Sanders County Livestock Market Committee for 8 years now. My current position is the committee president.
I went to work for the Extension Service as the 4-H agent for the last 10 years. And then this last year as a volunteer and mainly the sheep superintendent.
We've been here in Plains since 2019. We stopped on our way by and got enrolled. So since 2020 to current.
There's a lot of time commitment to my role. Honestly, it starts the moment fair is over, meeting with the livestock board or the other leaders and discussing what went well at fair and how we can improve. In my agent role, I'm meeting with project leaders and training them, meeting with the livestock board consistently. With my superintendent role, we're meeting with the kids during the school year. And then like at fair, I'm pretty much on call 24/7.
I think it happens in seasons. And so you could spend 2 hours a week volunteering, you could spend 20 hours a week. When it comes to fair readiness and getting those barns ready, and there's a lot of side projects. I've watched my husband give a lot of time in the summertime to barn repairs, roof repairs, beam repairs, painting, and there's hammer and nail work to be done. And then a lot of times it's behind the scenes as well. I think your particular volunteer commitment can look like anything, and don't let it scare you. I think a lot of parents or people get scared that they'll be overcommitted or not know what to expect. And I would just really encourage people to volunteer, because there will be times you're overcommitted, but you can undo that and get back to basics and get your feet back on the ground.
As the sheep superintendent, I would say maybe 5 hours a month or so. It gears up a little bit in March when we start meeting as a group, practicing showmanship and getting prepared for the fair and the interviews that the members do. And so it's not too time consuming. And then of course, during fair week though, you're there the whole time. So that's almost 24/7.
We have probably 8 to 10 meetings a week, or a month rather. It's not terrible, but we also have weigh-ins where we do tagging the animals. We have Fair Readiness Day where we come in and work on the fairgrounds and clean those up for the public. As the president, my goal is to be at the fair as much as possible. So we're looking at, weigh-in, and then the 4 days of fairs is substantial.
Time commitment, it's early in the morning to sometimes 10 o'clock at night. It's really not a hardship. It's so rewarding to be able to get back and watch the success of the youth and the entries in the fair.
I would say the hardest part of my role is just the overwhelm that comes sometimes from having to be in multiple places at one time, especially at fair. But I rely heavily on my leaders to help me out.
The most challenging part is always wondering if you're able to be there for every single person.
Probably just being able to stay on top of everything. It's a lot of work, regardless of if you're a volunteer or an agent. There's a lot of moving parts, a lot of things to consider. And so it takes a lot of organization to make sure that it all happens.
The hardest part is resolving conflicts between mostly parents, but sometimes members and superintendents.
The hardest part is creating the time. If you know that the fairgrounds or the organization is in need, is getting things open up to where you can spend a full day painting or full day repairing, you look at as part of the job.
The most rewarding part of my role is seeing kids grow up in agriculture, encouraging them because they're our future. I get to see them grow and become leaders themselves.
The most rewarding part of being a volunteer is how much you get to learn about the expression of someone else's imagination that they bring into a project. Everybody sees the world in a much different way. And so watching people get so inspired and so passionate about what it is that they're doing. And it's so individual from the next person and what they're doing. That's the most rewarding thing.
The barn superintendent, or even my role as the extension agent, my favorite part was working with you. And especially when you're 8 years old and you start out in 4-H, and then all of a sudden you're graduating and I'm signing off on your scholarship applications, to see that growth and the amazing things that 4-H does for our youth. It's just really exciting to see.
The most rewarding part, I would say, is watching our 4-H members grow. You see them come in as 9-year-olds. They need support in everything and guidance. And then by the time they're sometimes 13, 14, 18 years old, they're doing things on their own. They're managing their own projects, and they are, just showing what we can do, what people can do.
It's so rewarding to be able to give back and watch the success of the youth and the entries in the fair.
There's a lot of roles that no one sees. Just in the extension office, I can think of multiple roles that happen far before fair starts. Ashley in our office, she's doing a ton of prep, from printing off the show tags that everyone wears on their outfits. There's, the livestock board has to find the judge for the next year. The shavings, I have to call TRL and they volunteer and donate the shavings. There's lots of planning ahead and trying to find out how many people we think we'll have eating in the kitchen, ordering the food for that. That role lands a lot on Stacy, our cook.
Maybe where it's unrecognized the most is how serious the kids take their roles, because a lot of times they'll see the parents out there doing a lot of the things that they do, but might not always see the kids. So the roles of the kids.
Everyone obviously knows that there's shows and then there's the market sale, but our admin Ashley does a lot of behind the scenes work, making it all happen and getting it ready. As far as getting the superintendent booklets ready for the superintendents, or mailing out the buyer's letters so that they know when the sale is going to be. So our office admin does a lot of that. And then just making sure that you have ringmen for the sale, or that you have announcers for the sale, or that you have people in the back checking out the buyers when they leave. And of course, all the superintendents that make things happen, the kids do interviews, and a lot of people may not be aware that they do interviews about their project. So you have to get judges for those interviews. As far as fair in general, making sure that the barns are clean and that everything's ready for animals to come and get checked in, making sure that there's a veterinarian that checks in the animals to make sure that they're safe.
As far as the general public is concerned, I think they would be surprised to see how many volunteers it takes to run fair. You look at the project leaders, you look at the superintendents, the club leaders, the judges, both interview judges, static project judges, livestock and showmanship judges. We've got different round robin judges. And then the other volunteers, you've got people who take money for the lunches and meals at the pavilion and things like that. And you've got at least 60 people who are all volunteering their time to make the fair happen. And I don't think your average person just attending the fair would realize how much time people put into making that happen.
The roles that go unnoticed would probably be prior to the actual fair being put on, because as you get ready, you're getting ready in March for a fair that's in September.
I think just the history of it and how long I've been involved in fair. I personally think the Sanders County Fair is the best one in the state. We just have beautiful grounds, and it's still a small town feel. And just seeing all the kids come to their final accumulation of their project and showing it and the pride they have. All the people you see that you don't get to see all year, feels like I can't make it 2 steps without talking to someone.
The arrival day, when everybody's getting their trailer set up, their tent set up, their animals in their pens, and everybody, no contests have taken place. Tell me the name of your animal and how much time have you been spending with it. You get to see everybody's project for the first time.
Giving out the awards program on Sunday, after it's all said and done, when we're finished, having all of the members in the stands, and the stands are packed, and they get really excited to see the rewards for the effort that they've put in all year long.
The award ceremony, the fair is for the most part over. Everyone's done and can relax. Their projects are, with the exception of the sale, they're over, seeing the rewards of their project.
The youth.
Oh my goodness, yes. Constantly and in seasons. I think you're never accomplishing something as a volunteer by yourself. There's this whole community that we work with. As a volunteer, you take on things that you don't get a choice for it to be within your comfort level.
I would say it has. It's given me a lot of opportunities to deal with conflict and bring people together to come up with the best solution to a problem. And so I think that is something that I've been able to get better at and improve myself on. And so I would say yes.
Definitely. You know, I started out in 4-H when I was 9, and then I went to college to be a 4-H extension agent, and I worked in 3 different states since then. And I've definitely grown over the years. And to be able to give part of that knowledge back to the community and to families here is just really exciting.
Immensely, yes, and it has brought me closer to the community.
It brings everyone together at one time. I think it creates a sense of community for everyone. It brings joy and happiness.
I think the fair brings the community together, whether you're looking at the number of people that come through and talk to the 4-H members and get an idea of what those 4-H members are doing with their projects, the amount of responsibility they have in managing their projects. It is a substantial amount of work to keep a living being alive. There's something to be said for that, and the fact that they do it for the most part themselves.
Fair is community. The history of fairs and the history of 4-H was really people coming out of the mountains and out of the valleys and gathering with what they had been working on in their home programs and showing each other what they had accomplished and all the exciting new things that they had done. If the fairs ever go away, everyone has lost that connection to community and their connection to food and agriculture.
You know, it's one of the biggest events that Sanders County has, and it brings people in from the county to work together and put on an event where that everyone can be a community together. We also invite people in from other communities, and it's a showcase fair. I've known a lot of other fairs that have called us and said, well, how do Sanders County do this? Or how does Sanders County do that? You know, because we just have such a successful fair. Just seeing the community come together and work together on something that's so special to everyone, it's exciting to be a part of.
It creates an environment of unity, and the projects that come out of fair are amazing. And I do think it brings that community together tight.
I've always been the type of person that likes to volunteer, and I think that when you volunteer in any capacity whatsoever, especially working with youth, it makes your life more meaningful. It helps you to want to get up in the morning and make a difference in the lives of people that you're with. The Lord didn't put us here, you know, to not love people, and so that's the way I like to do it.
I've always liked to be involved in activities that my kids are involved in, because the way I look at it, someone has to run these things. Otherwise, you don't have those opportunities for kids. And so I feel that's something that I do an okay job at. I think agriculture is the most important endeavor that we can achieve right now, next to following Christ and being a part of his church. Because if we don't have food, we're going to go hungry at some point in time. So I think showing our youth how to raise animals and raise food is the most important thing we can do for them.
Watching the new families come in and the clover boats coming up, and again the community as far as stepping forward almost sounds kind of selfish, but being able to volunteer gives me purpose to give back to the community. And as we work on the fair, call comes, says, can we use your trailer for a float? Of course you can use my trailer for a float, but it comes with my pickup attached, and I get to play too.
I do it because I remember all the individuals that did it for us growing up and what that meant to our community and what that meant to me as a young person growing up, because you have this sense of the contributions that other individuals are making to your life. There's a scratched surface sense when you're young, and then that sense grows over time when you really recognize how much time and effort that they poured into you. Why do I do it now? The main reason is to be able to watch individuals communicate where they are in the world, back to community and back to agriculture. So it's this really amazing highway of what's happening in everybody's lives today, especially young individuals' lives today, because that's it. That's what it's all about. Most of us, our lives are half spent or 3/4 spent. Like you interviewed Bruce, there's not many sunrises and sunsets left. And so being able to hear directly from that next generation what they want to see from the world, how they see the world, the projects that they invest in that are going to impact the world. To me, that's why I do it.